Hello everyone. I just want to start off this video by saying I thought this chapter was very interesting to read about, and all the other chapters that we've read on have been very insightful into communication and how we all view different aspects of communication, whether it's certain regions or countries. It's very different in comparison from Japan to France to Germany to the United States. And they all have their own different aspects that make them who they are. When reading this chapter, I agreed and really thought it was interesting how within nonverbal communication, the types of things that go into how we communicate with each other in a nonverbal aspect. Whether that's what region you live in, or the education that you've received, or your age, and many other things as well. And we all communicate differently, whether it's our accents or our slang, or even the tone of our voice. And I thought of how even in the United States, how in the Midwest it's very different in comparison to people who live in the East Coast. When I think of the East Coast, not everyone's like this, but how people are very direct and short with people, and they're straight to the point. Whereas in the Midwest, we're very open to communication and talking to others, and we're very I think chatty. When I go to the grocery store, people will talk about whatever with you and are very open, which I don't think you would get the same experience in places like New York. And something that I thought was an interesting read, but I also didn't really agree with, was how they mentioned how jobs or political views have an effect on how we communicate non-verbally, and I think that it does have an effect in some aspects in verbal communication, but not so much in non-verbal communication with or whether that be our body language or our gestures or our facial expressions. I just don't really see how that would affect us. But yeah, overall, I just thought it was a really interesting chapter, or chapters 8 and 9, to think about how much nonverbal communication is a factor in our lives.